What's up, guys? So this past weekend was the FNCS Grand Finals. As many of you know, I bought enough a PC just for Grand so that he could pop off, do even crazier than last time. Last FNCS, he got 19th, and this time I was, with this new PC, $2,500, I was expecting at least a top 15, maybe a top 10. Like, I did not sit here helping him set up a PC for nothing. Like, I went through hours and hours of trying to get him this PC set up because, Enough is very tech illiterate. He doesn't understand computers well, which is kind of funny. We'll circle back to the they were like, he got banned for cheating at one point, and it's kind of funny. Anyone that just knows that enough is anyone that knows him knows how bad he is with computers. So he's like, he wouldn't understand cheating. Like, he didn't know what the power cable was to the monitor. Like, anyway, so you guys are probably wondering how he did when I had these huge expectations, and yeah, so as you guys can see, he did not get top 10, but that's okay because yeah, he didn't get top 20 either, but that's okay because you still get the money with top 25. Okay, not top 25. Yeah, so Enough finished 31st, and yeah, it was honestly not his best tournament. Let me see if I can bring it up in game really quick. I'll just show you guys. The first day, this is the day one, it was a 2-day tournament, he actually finished dead last, and this was his match history for the first day. 33rd, 0 kills, 32, 0 kills, 32, 0 kills, 31, 0 kills. They finally had a decent game here, and then 28th, 0 kills. Overall, just a really bad day. So instead of showing you guys every single one of these games, because it's a lot of the same thing every game, one of Enough's teammates actually made a nice little compilation of their first day, which is really nice, and I appreciate him posting it on Twitter so I can use it. So yeah, this was basically their entire first day here, as you guys are gonna see. So this is game one, I believe. Salt gliding in. I think he ends up getting shot out of the sky here by Joji. So boom, now they're doing an off-spawn fight down a teammate. So that basically just, you're not gonna win a off-spawn fight in grand finals down a teammate. It's just impossible. Next game, they're gliding in. I believe this time he gets shot out of the sky by Threats, which is Booga's teammate. Just landing on a chest just about there, gets shot out of the sky. They end up dying. This game, their teammate didn't load in, so another 2v3 fight off spawn. Then the next game, pretty sure Threats shoots them out of the sky again. Yep, and then another game, this time Enough gets shot out of the sky. It was just a really bad day one. Really, really bad day one. I'll show you guys the one game where they didn't get beamed out of the sky. It was actually kind of a clean game. They actually ended up on the broadcast during this game. So this game, Smiley gets beamed out of the sky again, unfortunately, but they end up dropping in a new spot. As you can see, they're not in the same area of the map, and they actually end up pushing up to this building up here, and they kind of get, what I would consider a rat kill. Like, they just sit here and camp, and someone runs in here in a second, and this was actually, I think, their first kill of the tournament, to be honest. I think this is their first elim point of the entire tournament. Just jumping this guy whenever he runs in. And then they push back over. They end up getting the res, and they actually have some pretty good fights here. So right here, they push over, and Muzz's team is fighting, and I believe someone dashes up here in front of them in a second. Oh, he has the wings. Then Enough pushes this guy, starts piecing him up, takes him down, and now they're starting to get some momentum. They got a kill, they're on the board, and there's this guy back by himself. Enough pushes over, and I believe this is the part that was shown on the broadcast, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, that was decent. And then the sad part is they just end up dying to Storm. The reason you guys see all the exclamation points here in the kill feed, or on the bar here, is because they just kept dying and having to be rezzed. So they end up not making it out of Storm, which is a really sad finish to a game where they were kind of getting some momentum going, but it is what it is. So yeah, day one was rough. I was streaming watching this, and I just gave up after game 3. Like, I watched these first 3 games, and then I just peaced out. And then after I ended the stream, I saw game 4, and I was like, yeah, I made a good decision. But I was kind of sad after game 5 because they did start to, they were doing something, and I missed it. But yeah, I was kind of in a weird predicament here because I was like, he's in dead last. If you guys recall, I made a comment on that video where I bought him a PC that says, if bro finishes last after I spent this much money, he's fired. He was in last after day 1. So I was actually thinking, am I gonna have to take my PC back? Like, there's other people out there that want one, and I bought you one, and you're gonna finish 33rd. So I shot him a DM, and I was like, hey, you're gonna need to get it together because I bought you a PC, and I need a return on my investment, So then came day 2, and I guess that kind of spoils it, but they ended up finishing, well, I already said at the beginning they finished 31st. Never mind, that didn't spoil anything. See, these are all their games from the first day, and then you'll finally see here at the end of of day 2, they finally like started getting like a little bit of rhythm going. First game died early, but hey, they got 2 kills. Next game died early, but they got 3 kills. Like, even in these games they're dying early, at least they're kind of getting on the board, which was nice. But then they had their like best game that they played the entire tournament, this 8th place with 8 kills. So because they died early in the other games, they had a chance to go back and look at replay, and they knew that one of these teams, that part of their drop was that one of them would come down and loot this gas station, and I guess they knew that they came down and did it solo. And so enough teams sat down here and waited, heard them walk in, takes them out. So basically they get free drop spot, free loot off spawn from this guy. And yeah, but that wasn't even the craziest part, because then, you know, I don't know who that guy was that they killed. Maybe he has a lot of earnings, I don't know, I'm not too familiar with comp. But then Muzz's team pushes over, and so this could have been very bad, but they kind of just ended up sitting under a cone, waiting, playing patiently. And I believe he takes Sphinx out here, and then Muzz is right there, almost catches Muzz off guard. Muzz just fully leaves. They get the body for this. And then I believe they end up doing the same thing again, because Muzz pushes over to try to get his teammate's card, obviously. And I believe they end up making it happen again. So yeah, Muzz is breaking in. He's coming in to get the card. Enough's team just sitting under cones, which, you know, rat strap. But, you know, I guess if people are just going to keep coming over to you when they know you're sitting under cones. So, they end up jumping in on Muzz. Muzz tries to get away, tries to use the wings, but it's just too late. Not enough time. I actually felt bad for Muzz, because this almost put Muzz out of the running for globals. I think he did end up qualing for globals, which is good. But if you guys are thinking they only got kills because they sat under cones, they did have like a jump in play on Cooper here at the end. So this is like further into the game. They hear Reet's team fighting. Reet and Cooper jump in, take down Reet, and I believe Enough jumps up here and kills Curly too, who's an insanely good player. Ends up in his box, takes him out. So at this point in the game, they have a couple kills, like things are looking really good. Enough himself, you know, popping off. And then I think they end up dying in game because they kind of just have a mess up with the dashes. Like they end up dashing to the same spot that another team goes to. So like they dash here, and yeah, another team ends up right on them. So, little unfortunate, but with 8 kills was pretty good. And I think that bumped them up to 28th, I think, in the leaderboard. So they were only 3 spots from being in the money, which is crazy after how bad their first day was. So like having a game where you're now in 28th after, you know, having a terrible first day, you know, this match history, and almost being in the money. And then the most unfortunate thing ever happens. Let me see if I can find it. Enough ends up not loading into a game. The game starts and him and his team are just sitting in a queue still. Really unfortunate. You know, you just had a pop-off game. Really kind of kills the momentum. You get an 8th kill, 8th place. You're about to be in the money if you just have 2 more good games. And yeah, then you're just not in the money anymore. So it was really unfortunate. That's why they only have 11 games played here when there were actually 12 games, in case some of you guys were wondering if you noticed that. And then the last 2 games, they did their best, but you know, they actually found a decent little drop that they were using, and it worked out well for them. As you can see, 18th place, 19th place, got a couple elims. The biggest part of this day 1 is just like not having a good drop, getting beamed out of the sky. So it was kind of sad, because really if they had this day yesterday, I think they would have been in the money. Like even just a couple bad games and then just 1 pop-off game, I think they would have been 25th. They would have earned a little bit. So it is what it is. They weren't the only ones that didn't do super well. Clicks had I think he had a pretty good day 1, right? Clicks was, where was Clicks? Am I just blind? Yeah, Clicks was 7th day 1, ends up finishing the tournament 8th. So that was who else I was rooting for. You know, I'm kind of a Clicks fan. But yeah, so I don't know what to do. He didn't finish in dead last, so I guess he's not fired, because I said if he finished last with this new PC, and he didn't finish last. But he also didn't do what I was expecting. So what do you guys think? Should I like give him one more chance, one more season with the PC? Should I demand the PC back? I feel like even if I demand it back, he's not gonna give it to me. You know, it is what it is. I do want to run some theories by you guys, if I can find them. I don't think I have the clip, actually, never mind. But someone in chat when I was streaming pointed out that this actually could have been because I bought him a new PC. Like, I actually messed him up, because we all know that Enough is a dirty cheater, and his cheats were on his old PC, and me buying him a new PC, he's too like dumb with tech stuff to move the cheats over. That's a joke, by the way. You guys know what's funny? I joked about that, right? I brought up that like, oh, like he finally got the cheats working or whatever, and then that's when he didn't get into the next game. It was so like, I almost felt like I had something to do with it, even though I knew I didn't. I joked about him finally figuring out how to get his cheats working, and then he doesn't get into the next game. game. So yeah, I guess that's it. Enough was unfortunately not enough this time. Last FNCS, he did pretty well, 19th. This time kind of falls back a little bit, but you know, he's still got a long, Fortnite's going to be around for a while. He's going to be playing for a while, so he's got a future in front of him playing Fortnite. It's not a big deal. You know, there's a lot of people that play Fortnite that haven't even qualified to 2 grands, you know, like Prem, and not me. You know, I could qualify if I wanted to. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think I should do about, that was not a dig at, you know, me and Prem are buds, guys. Don't yell at me in the comments. What do you guys think I should do, though, about the PC situation? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one.